That's okay. No, this is cool.
I don't want to. Okay.
We have Jimmy T from San Antonio on the line. Hi, Jimmy. You're on with Tracie and Eric.
Jimmy. So we meet again.
Yeah. Our call dropped. I don't know if you recall.
Jimmy called in earlier today to talk to you.
Okay, so that's great. You get to talk to Eric some more.
Okay.
Well, no, really, I really wanted to talk to you, Tracie.
Yeah.
I've called the show before, and I got to talk to you for a little bit, but Matt ended up hanging up on me. But I don't know if you recall, we discussed the studies being done at Johns Hopkins with the psilocybin, the mystical experience.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever followed up on it or looked up on it, but basically what they're saying is their findings are in accordance to a view known by truly gifted mystics, philosophers, physicists, as the perennial philosophy. And I mentioned it last time to you, Tracie, but I don't know if you ever looked into it.
Well, let's check it out right now.
Yeah. In the meantime, though.
Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah. Is this what you call? Is this the same thing you called about to talk heathen on? That people who are dosed with psilocybin
yes,
had mystical.
And I heard your criticism last time, man, and I wanted to make a comment, but something happened on the call. I don't know how it dropped, man. I
don't know.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No. You never answered what mysticism is. Or what a mystical experience is. You say that all of these people experience mystical experience, and then you said, I know the definition.
I'm not sure. Wait, so I did take a quick look at this page, right, on perennial philosophy, and what it says here is that it's a perspective within the philosophy of religion which views each of the world's religions and spiritual traditions as sharing a single universal truth and a single divine foundation of knowledge. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and so this really doesn't matter if a person has a mystical experience or not, because that would be irrelevant. Some religions don't have mystical experiences, and yet they would be part of this tradition as well, correct?
No, I think what the scientists are trying to say is that the authentic religion resides in individuals engaging this, what they're calling.
Yeah, no, I don't think that science tells us what is authentic religion.
Well, I mean, that's the implication out of what they're finding. Like, in other words, like I realize that science doesn't go out. It's not in the purview to try to discover God. It doesn't go out and say, okay, we're out to prove or disprove God.
Each of the world's religions and spiritual traditions share a single universal truth and single divine foundation of knowledge. Is that your understanding of perennial philosophy?
Well, it's perennial philosophy has shifted due to this research. In other words, the view has shifted towards emphasis on these type of experiences.
Why? When there are religions that are recognized that don't have these experiences, why would it shift toward that instead of towards something more universal? What do you mean, which religion?
Well, remember, it refers to the major religions. So if you're referring to something outside of that, then because perennial philosophy is speaking on the origin of the major religions. Right,
and I was raised Christian, and we did not believe in mystical experiences. So I'm saying we would be a religion as well.
You may not. I don't know if you study comparative religion, but if you go back to the schism of 1054. There was the original Roman Catholic Church was separated. The original Eastern Orthodox tradition always practiced mysticism. There was Christian monks.
Let me try to just make this simple. There are loads of religions who do not have mystical experiences, and those are legitimate religions. If the idea is to find the universal reality behind all the religions, I would think you would want to find the universal experience instead of something that happens to some and not others.
You're postulating that. I don't think that's true.
No, I'm reading here at the definition of perennial philosophy. I can try to find another definition.
No. I understand you're reading that, but I'm saying that your assumption that the Christianity is not about mystical experience is not true, because if you actually go into the origins of the religion, that's what you find.
Right, but I'm talking about religions, all religions, right? And so there are sects of Christianity who do not have this experience. So we would want to, I would think, look at the universal experience that would be...
I agree, but scholars have recognized this, and they have found the point where it broke off.
Okay, well, wherever it broke off because some people didn't have this experience that you're saying is universal in religion. And so there are some people who don't have this universal experience, which means that it is not a universal experience.
Well, you see, it broke off in such a way where the religions that didn't emphasize this, they took if you look into the schism of 1054, religion...
what difference does it make? Are we saying that these religions have a universal foundation or that they don't?
Yes.
Okay, they do. Then the ones that don't have mysticism should be included in that, and we should look for what is universal because...
No, I'm saying I'm saying those religions broke off from their original foundation.
Because they weren't having the same ideas, thoughts, and experiences.
No, not because of that, because they misinterpreted their original text. If you look into the schism of 1054... No, I'm serious.
No. Wait a minute. I'm serious. These are religions that exist today who do not have this experience. Therefore, it is not a universal.
I understand that, but it's because for thousands of years they have...
I don't care why they're not having the experience. They're not, which means it's not a universal.
And honestly, so if it doesn't fall into your spectrum, right, if it doesn't fall into the exact thing that you're trying to say, then, they just deviated from it? What about I don't know? Is there any room in there for I don't know?
This is not my view. I'm trying to reiterate what has been demonstrated by science.
Why would I want to talk to you about someone else's view?
Yeah.
I thought this show was to talk to callers about what they believe and why.
Sure, but I'm adhering to the science. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? I follow evidence as well, and I follow these things as
Science doesn't tell us about true religion.
Yeah, that word, I don't think it means what you think it means.
I would say that that's your biased perspective. If you refer to what I'm referring to, the schism of 1054, you'll see.
I don't care what happened in 1054. We have examples of religions today who do not have this experience. But I don't care why they don't have it.
What I'm trying to tell you,
it's been centuries.
Today's conception is a contortion of what it originally meant. It's a misconception.
I don't care. It's a religion. It's still a religion. These are still religions.
And where are you getting that
it's
from?
It's a remnant of what
Christianity is a break off from Judaism, but I don't care. It's still a religion. I don't care what it came from.
Sure. But I would argue that it's a pale reflection of what it originally meant.
How would you know?
Because reasons.
Right, but maybe they found how do you know they didn't have a better path, and that's why they broke off? That they didn't find a more real path?
I can give you another example. Are you familiar? You're familiar with Greek religion, Zeus and his offspring, and so forth.
Yeah, right? And Roman mythology, which follows very closely.
Well, did you know that the major philosophers like Plotinus, Socrates, Plato, they criticized the mainstream religion as being something born out of the human imagination, Zeus and all his offspring, and for them, the true religion was through gnosis. It was what Plotinus would eventually call the one.
What I'm saying is people can argue all day about which religions are the true religions because everybody's pointing at each other saying, I am and you are and they are. And half of them are saying we're the only true religion and nobody else that tells you anything religious is telling the truth. But my point is there are loads and loads of religious people who consider themselves to be part of a true religion who do not have a mystical experience. And you explaining why doesn't change the fact that it's a fact.
I disagree. I mean,
you can't disagree. It's a fact. Some people who are religious don't have mystical experiences. And you have no more right to say that their religion is false than they have to say yours is.
I agree that these modern sects don't emphasize mystical experience. If you even try to mention it, you'll probably...
Yeah, I don't know that every sect historically ever had this mystical experience. I know that there are some that did.
Well, I would disagree with that.
You couldn't possibly know if that were true or not. You could not all religions have been historically recorded. There is no way to know that every religion in history up until 1054 had mystical experiences. Do you understand the implications of trying to make that claim? It's an impossible claim to make.
I think people are making it today. I mean, there's
it's an impossible claim to make. If somebody claims that they know that, they are wrong.
I disagree again. Like I think that you can tease apart these mystical.
Okay, so he disagrees. I don't know what to say. We don't have a written history for every